What's up, guys? It's your boy King David. I'm back at it with another video. In this video I'm going to talk about my great grandfather. He was a Tuskegee airman. And sorry for the planes, guys. I know that they fly over constantly, but that's just a part of the video. I'm just going to keep rolling with it. And here's the thing. The Tuskegee Airmen were a group of black flighters. They were the first African Americans to fly planes. And it's just a blessing that I know I come from this family. I have the blood within me. I'm strong with this sight. I've had a couple people tell me that I should join the military or that I should, follow in like his footsteps or something like that. I'm getting a little bit too old. I mean, I still can. I have time to join the military, but I don't know. Here's the thing, guys. Like, I normally talk about SR on my channel, and I talk about finding your path to enlightenment. Really, enlightenment is kind of an overused word, guys. It's not about enlightenment, technically. It's about finding your way through this world we live in. Everybody's trying to find their way. But I think with retention, guys, not even I think, I know with retention, like I've said before, you have like premonitions of the future. Your dreams are like tapping in to those premonitions, because dreams are really like, dreams are like a connection to the astral world, guys. And when you dream something, whatever it might be, you're actually tapping into, like, you're tapping into this world, but the future world. Some dreams, a lot of people say that dreams, it's just what happened the day before, right? Or what happened within the day, and then it's just kind of like unwinding, kind of like a cassette tape, playing it back to you. I mean, to some sense, yeah, it is. But then there's some dreams, you're just dreaming and it's so real. Like you're really there almost, right, guys? I've noticed that, since I've been taking the CBD and the melatonin, that I've been dreaming deeper. I've been like seeing almost dreams every night that I've been taking that. The melatonin gives me dreams, and I feel as if I'm like, here's the thing, guys, like the way we understand a dream, it isn't exactly what's going to happen. Like, it is the future, technically, but it isn't like what we think is going to happen. Because if you notice, like when you're a kid, the kind of dreams that you have are much different than when you're an adult. And some dreams that you have last forever, right? Especially nightmares. Like if you have something like that, then yeah, like it can impact you for the rest of your life. Like I still remember the nightmare when I was younger till this day. Remember it almost like it was yesterday, guys. Like some things, I mean, it fades over time, but it's like you still remember like the basis of what it was about. Like, why are we so attached to our dreams, And when I take melatonin, guys, like I dream pretty good. I have like a dream and I can remember it almost. I can remember it actually for longer periods of time when I wake. Maybe 30 minutes or so I can remember it. Before, like when I wasn't retaining too, guys, like retention is such a big thing. Like I think anytime, here's the thing, guys, anytime you quit something, right? Say you quit alcohol, you quit weed, you quit masturbation, guys, you quit watching the videos. Anytime you take away something that releases a lot of dopamine too, you know what I mean? It's not just the release of dopamine. There's something deeper than that involved, guys. Anytime you take away something like that, it's almost as if they say it's like it's suppressed. It's been suppressed for so long. Like if you smoke weed, right, guys, like you hardly ever have a dream because it's like suppressing like the REM state, guys. Like that's the state where you're in like that deep sleep. What I've noticed, yeah, when you stop marijuana or you stop drinking or you stop masturbation, it kind of all affects like the same area of the brain, and you get these deeper dreams. But the thing is, I've noticed that CBD is marijuana technically. Well, it is marijuana, but it's not psychoactive. So you still can dream very vivid on CBD. I've noticed that anytime you take away any of these things, guys, I forgot what it is. It's like the rebound effect is what they called it, right? It's like a effect of where you are able to catch up on some of your dreams and things like that, guys. But the truth is, I mean that's the scientific proof of it. I mean, I believe in that. I've always believed that's kind of the case, right, guys? But at the same time, you have to like realize that like your dreams mean so much more than what you think it does. It's kind of crazy, like you're tapped into the astral realm, and when you pass away, guys, like when you pass away, you're tapped into the astral realm. Like you go into the astral realm. So like that's why they say like sleep is the cousin to death, right, guys? Because it's so similar. Like you're basically putting your body to rest. That's why they say rest. That's what Dante Young said in one of his videos, and it makes a lot of sense, guys. Like you're literally shutting down your brain, you're shutting down your body a little bit to a point where you're in like a more like relaxed state, shutting down a lot of your nervous system and things like that. Even when you're in your dream, you don't feel pain. So you would suppose that when you pass away, and what I know from hearing from Yash is that when you pass away, guys, like all the pain and suffering that you had felt in this physical realm that we're in, it passes. Like you don't feel that anymore. It was all just a dream. Like this world that we live in, what we do right now is basically like the dream. Like it is not a dream, but it is the dream. Not to go all like Matrix on you guys, like Neo in the Matrix, but it is kind of like that, right? It's like you feel pain in this physical world, but after you've passed, you don't feel pain anymore. Like you're free. So technically, like both realms serve its purpose, but while you're here, I don't know. I'm going too deep within that. I don't know too much about all that. Most people don't, guys, so bear with me on the video. What I noticed too with retention, guys, like I always bring it back to retention because you got to understand that the journey is something else, man. It really is, guys. Most people don't believe in you. They don't believe in the benefits. They don't believe in why it works. I think the main reason why most men don't believe in it, and women too, I feel like some women don't believe in it as much either, because before I knew about retention, I didn't believe in it myself, guys. Like, it's something that you have to literally do to feel the benefits of it. And even when you feel the benefits, guys, like, you can't explain it to other people because they haven't gone as far as you have on the journey, or they haven't experienced some of the benefits, guys. Some things in this world we're just not able to explain, and we probably never will. Like, even if we were to do the research and everything upon, retention, I think some things you just know, like in your heart, that it works, right, guys? Like, you just know that it works. And it's so strange that as you get older and you retain, you kind of forget about retention in a way, and it becomes like a part of like who you are. Like I've said, it becomes a lifestyle. So you kind of realize that, like, a majority of the circumstances that you were in, and like the way you had gotten mad before in the past, maybe, or maybe you had made the wrong decision in the past, it all happens for a reason. But at the same time, you kind of almost think back to the past and you're like, if I was retaining, I could have avoided this. It's so, man, guys, like, sometimes I get like a little bit worked up about retention because when you're retaining, it's not just like the ability to like think smarter, because like that's a big part too, right, guys? Like, you actually have more like strategic thinking. Like, you think of like different patterns that weren't there before. You think of the world differently. You see things differently. I feel like a lot of guys and women aren't really ready for that. You know what I mean? I know that women, like I've heard from Yash that like women, they retain ojas just like men. Like, that's really what it is ojas. Like, when I talk about retaining, it's like you're trying to conserve your ojas, guys. Like, your women have ojas, men have ojas, right? Women don't have semen, but they have ojas, right, guys? So the essence of our ojas is within our semen, guys. And what was I trying to get at? Sometimes I get lost. Sometimes I ramble. It's been a kind of a stranger day today, but it's been a good day. So the thing is, guys, you start to realize these patterns, is what I was trying to say. Like, these patterns in life. Certain things you just are unlocked. Certain things you would have never realized before. Like, it's in plain sight, guys. Like, it's like so obvious, but you just couldn't understand it before. And like, some people say that's age or whatnot, but it's not just age, because there's older people who don't realize a lot of these things either. Some older, depending on how wise they are, some of them do, but not all. A lot of people don't realize it, or maybe they don't believe in it, guys. Like, it's also like a process of belief too. And I'm not saying like retention, but I'm just saying like, well, I mean, a little bit about retention. Yeah, I kind of am saying a little bit about retention. But I think like God, he, like when you come to this earth, guys, like I was talking about, the consciousness levels, God, like, gives you, the consciousness that you're supposed to have throughout this life. Like if you're supposed to be not very high in the consciousness, then that's all you're gonna become. Like that's just what it is. Like you reach the plateau in your consciousness. There can be a higher level, but if you never search for it, that's because God doesn't want you to be in that higher level yet, guys. Like, and it doesn't, like, I feel like when you get higher consciousness, guys, like I know I cut myself off a lot of times, guys, but I feel like when you get higher consciousness, you see things as they are. And when you see things for what they truly are, you kind of like move differently through the world. You don't think like majority of people, and that's a good thing, but at the same time it separates you from a lot of people. And when you're like, if your path was meant to be like the masses, that's who you're gonna be like. You're gonna be exactly like everybody else, and that's just what you're supposed to be doing. You know, maybe near to your death, you'll probably see some more insight into the world that we live in. But I feel as if that's not always for sure. I think maybe even let's say like you make it through your entire life and you're at the highest consciousness that you can be at in that moment, right? There's always a higher level than that. So when you pass away, maybe that was what you were meant to be doing. I mean, well, it is always what you're meant to be doing, guys. But let's say like your consciousness is not very high, but you know, you pass away, and then God, like, he tells you, now this is another mission that you have to do. You have to go back to earth. You're going to be reborn, reincarnated, right, guys? And in this lifetime that you're going to live, I'm going to make things harder for you so you can gain a higher consciousness. And then when you go back to earth, oftentimes you start off, I've noticed like oftentimes you either start off in like a harder situation than you were in prior life, or you go to an easier situation. But it depends on like what God wanted it to be. Like it could be like an easier situation. Like there's always going to be tribulations and trials, guys. But I'm just saying that like you might be sent to Earth to learn something that you didn't before in the past. Or yeah, in the past life. And I know it's kind of getting a little confusing here, but so you go back to Earth and you have an easy life. Like it's not very difficult, but that easy life was because your past life, you had to learn something from your past life in this life, this new life that you're living right now. So when you're learning this new thing, you're being like guided by God, and your consciousness is at a higher level from the get-go. Like your character, your stats, like your body, your what animates, I mean your flesh is more upgraded in a way, right? In certain parts, right? In certain areas in your life, like you might be smarter, you might be stronger than who you were before in the past. You might be able to like endure more pain or something. You know what I mean? These certain things, these attributes are given to you to fight through the battles that you'll have to go through in this lifetime. And then when you get to the end of this lifetime, um, you may not have to come back to Earth again. You might end up being somewhere else. Like I've said in other videos, like you might end up in a different realm, like maybe even far away, galaxies away, on some different planet. Now, this is what I believe, and I think with a lot of people in religions and stuff like that, they've never had like, I wouldn't say never, but I'm not generalizing, guys. Like I'm just being honest with the viewpoints of some people, right? Not to judge or anything like that. That's their own beliefs. That's how they believe and what they believe in. But I'm just saying, like, some people are so set and determined on what is that they never see the bigger picture of things. Because God wants it to be that way. They want them to maybe go through life at that consciousness and believe in something or someone possibly as their creator. And that's okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like me, like I said before, I didn't believe in God in the past until I started to retain. And then I realized that God is really just a universal force. Like he's all around us. Like, because when they say God is always with you at all times, it makes a lot of sense, you know? He's with you during the suffering. He's with you during the good times. He's with you at all times. That's why it's good to pray to him at all different times. And I know my channel really isn't about like God or whatnot. I preach a lot about that. But it just makes a lot of sense because like if you start to conserve your life force energy, you're conserving life, which is going to tune you into nature itself. And nature is about life and in the process of living till death, right, guys? Like, even when you're retaining, not all is retained, so there's still death within yourself as you live life. Like, a lot of the sperm and whatnot gets either, released at night in a wet dream, the stuff that's not good, or it gets recycled into your body, right, guys? So, when you don't release, you're actually giving yourself more life than instead of just releasing life into thin air. Now, it's like I said again, guys, like a lot of people aren't going to believe this because they believe in what science says, But prior to science, if you look at a lot of like the people who did retain, they were like pretty skilled with what they did, and a lot of that you don't know for sure, it was more like of a secret, guys. Like it was more of like a kept secret. Like if you retain, like you didn't really tell people. It was more like taboo, I feel like, even to talk about it, compared to nowadays where it's pretty much open, almost as in like a fasting sense, right? Like you were supposed to like say nothing really about it and just do your own practice to yourself, guys. I don't plan on making money off of talking about semen retention. I plan on just preaching about it because that's how I found God, and also that's how I've seen things that I believe I could have never seen. Like, we'll go into a little bit of a story, and I'm going to cut it short because it's crazy. Some of the things that I've seen and the way family members will talk to you and the way people interact with you and some of the things that just happen, guys, like when you really think down and narrow it down, like when you were releasing, it's almost like you're a whisper. Like you're not, you're there in person, like physical, like you're here and people notice you're here. But when you retain, it's almost like you're coming out of that. Like you're not a whisper anymore. Like you're actually like here, like in person. Like you, like obviously you are, but like you're like beyond what you normally had thought before. Like you can actually, almost like you're looking at yourself becoming somebody else in the process of understanding yourself in the same time. But it goes even deeper than that. It goes to a point where you're like, why do people notice me now when they didn't notice me before, kind of a thing. And it's because of not only just your energy, because of your ojas, but it's because you're like on your life path, like you're on like what you're supposed to be doing in life when you're retaining. And there's no other way to explain it. Like, and a lot of people aren't going to believe you because they don't understand it, because it's not their path. They're not meant to understand it until it's time for them to. And they may never understand it, which is okay too. It's kind of crazy, guys. Anyways, peace out. Enjoy your days. And I'll be making another video tomorrow. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you like it. Leave a comment down below. Bye.